Hi, Gemini. This is Just with your September 1st to the 15th reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. Gemini, your theme here looks to be feeling a bit, something seems to be bothering you guys. Something seems to trying to get down to the bottom of a situation, trying to get down to the core of what's going on. Okay. And so that is the theme for the next couple of weeks. Obviously, this energy can proceed far longer than that, and this could be something that has persisted for quite some time for some of you. But I feel like some of you was at a standstill, and it could be health related because I do get that kind of strongly for some of you. It could be family related, it could be money issues, work issues, delays is what it looks like to me. Feeling as if, and this is more past energy for those of you that can relate that this has been persisting for some time. You may not have known how to move forward in getting answers for, again, something that just doesn't seem to be able to make sense to you. Okay, it looks like starting now for some of you, but quickly others of you that are not experiencing this, you start to put action and motion into digging deep and getting answers to questions that's been a void to you. It looks like, or if not you, someone will be doing that to you. Okay, but I feel like it's more you guys. It seems like some of you that if you've been feeling good, some of you can out of the blue start to not feel so good, need to take a break, need to take a rest. So take care of your health if you feel that way, okay? Some of you may get some news that you have to kind of take a step back, okay? For some of you, there could be an issue at work that you get some news that you may have to take some hours off from work. They may be reducing your hours. I don't necessarily see a complete layoff, but I do see perhaps there being some type of reducing of hours. Okay. Some of you, if you have two jobs, you may have you may choose to have to let go of one of those jobs just because it's conflicting with your life and you just don't have, it's really affecting your quality of life. So you may not be getting enough sleep. You may not feel like it's beneficial. You may find that it's a bit counterproductive for some of you. Okay. I do see that whatever the situation has been bothering you, at the heart of everything, it seems that there is this needing to get very practical about life and get pretty real. And someone could have said something to you very recently that could have hit home about the reality of what you're going through right now. Okay. So again, if you're taking your life for granted, if you're doing or taking someone for granted, someone may be pulling your coat and saying, hey, you need to wake up and, change some things about yourself. You could be communicating this with others as well. And it could be a family member, it could be a couple of sorts, that sort of thing. If you feel like there's someone in your life that's being a bit manipulated, you may be finding yourself being an advocate for that person, trying to convey to them, give them some source of clarity is what I'm seeing here. I do feel like family will be on the forefront for some of you, excuse me. And others of you, I do see that there's a lot of movement in wanting to obtain another position. So needed to take on two jobs, needed to take on two situations, working, and then, you have your own business. If you have your own business now, deciding to get a job on the side, that sort of thing. So taking on two entities in order to bring in income. I do see that that's going to increase your income. For some of you, it might be increased as much as 40%, 4% to 40%. And for those of you that will increase only 4%, you may get to that point of saying, I'm going to let this go because it's just not doing it for me. So I do see a transition here. It looks like some things that you've been kind of waiting on, perhaps for some of you after a week's time or a month's time, you will get some type of answers. You will get some type of decision. If you feel like things have gone from good to not so great, if you feel like, you were gaining progress and now someone's, being combative against you, or you feel like, someone was being very communicative to you and then all of a sudden you stop hearing from the person, you were hopeful about a certain circumstance and now it seems like it's not going to go through. I get this up, down wave for you guys. So it's like at first things were going good, now not so great, and you become a bit confused by that, or a little perplexed. And then you find out if it's coming from an external person, you may find out they were going through something, or you yourself will be going through something. It could be something financial, but it looks like by week 2, things will start to level out for you guys. Okay. So again, I get this up, down is what it looks like. And for some of you, it'll be the following week. Others of you, it will be a month's time before things start to kind of level. But it looks like monies are increasing. Some of you will be trying to perhaps readjust your child support. So child support looks to be a bit of an issue. You may be taking on 2 jobs because you're trying to, have one job to pay your child support, the other one to obviously suffice your life. And you may be, after having, rebutted the initial award, you may find, and your plea is, I'm not making enough. I don't have a good quality of life. I'm taking all of these jobs. I'm still not making enough. I need a reduction or modification. You may find that some of you may get a judgment where you have to pay more. Okay. You're told that, hey, you have to pay more. Some of you will be receiving more, or you may be receiving back pay, that sort of thing. Others of you will get a reduction, will get a modification. As a result, more monies will be coming to you. Okay. So for some of you, again, you're going through a dip, but then you will come back up. And others of you, you will be going through, you're coming out of that dip, and your, good news is coming to you. Okay. So it just depends on what part of the pendulum you on, is what it looks like to me. Are you up or are you down? But again, just know whichever way you are, you will be going back down or back up as time proceeds. But again, it looks like, I won't say superficial things, but it doesn't look like anything that's beyond your scope, that I will say. Love looks to be one of, there could be some combativeness with love life. Love seems to be a bit of a source of contention for some of you guys. You may not feel like you're on the same page necessarily with your mate. Your mate may be a little too practical, taking a little too long to do things, maybe not very focused on aspects of love. So your mate may be money focused, or you may be accused of being too money focused or wanting to obtain a certain item, that sort of thing. And your mate may be longing for some emotional affection and attention, or it could be you as well. And because there's this difference in interest at this time, which happens in relationships, it's completely normal. There may be some combativeness about how you guys communicate with each other at this time. So I do see a bit of conflict there. Perhaps someone may be saying that you feel as though you're playing games with them, or you may be expressing that toward another person. I get the sense of where things seem to be hopeful or things were good at one point, there may be taking a step back, and you can live in the same home and still feel as though you're the only person in the home, like you guys are no longer connected, and you're living in the same home, sharing the same bed every night. So I do see that. And some of you, if that is the case, I do feel like in the second week, there may be this feeling hopeless. And it could have something to do with finances, children, other responsibilities that takes a person away from seeing and immersing themselves in the moment of affection and love. Because when you're first meeting someone and your life and their life aren't the realities of mortgage, rent, kids, bills, responsibility, all those things, and you just really see the person for who they are, and they're your source of release and relief from all of the other things in life. What you have then is that freeness of love and that happiness and that funness, and that's always great. But then when you guys morph into more of a coupledom and a oneness, you're gonna eventually get to that point of that sort of element and feeling of the relationship morphs into more of a seriousness. And again, it may leave one of you just for a moment, and the other person may take on a more serious aspect. So if you're having that sort of a contentious time right now in your relationship, understand that, there's always ebbs and flows in every circumstance, and that's what it looks to be for some of you. However, others of you I have to say that there may be a feeling as though the particular relationship, and it could be all the way up to a marriage, may be helpless, and you may feel very hopeless with this relationship at this time. Okay, I don't necessarily see a divorce, because I feel like even in that, particularly the man in the relationship will still feel as though he has a dog in the fight. Okay, so he's not necessarily ready to pull out, and that could be for my Gemini men, or ladies, it could be for the man that's in your life. And he could be someone that you feel is a pest, or someone that you feel like we've been playing the same record, for 5, 15, 12, a million years. And we go through this up and down and up and down, and you're in and you're out and that sort of thing. Just know that he still has a dog in the fight. He doesn't, you know what I mean? He's like I don't see massive changes. And I don't see necessarily someone pulling out. For others of you that, again, this is just a source of contention in your relationship. Again, you may be experiencing a down. It's going to come back up. And others of you may feel everything was just good a week ago. You may be going through a bit of a trial. So that is what I see for some of you. I also see that there's going to be a trip coming up for some of you. So some of you could be banking money, saving up to go on a trip. There could be an anniversary coming up, that sort of thing. I would hate to have to say that some of you may find yourself being a little sick. So if you're going on like a cruise, that sort of thing, make sure you take anything that can make you feel a bit adverse if this is your first time at sea. Some of you get sunburned. So, that sort of thing. Just protect yourselves when you guys are planning any trips as much as possible. Okay. You may feel like you broke the bank a little bit, but I feel like it's going to be well worth it. Whatever you spend monetarily, you'll make up in, I feel, togetherness with family. Okay. And again, guys may feel like, how am I going to make everything work financially, even if it's a project or a business that you're running, is some type of presentation you're putting on, or if you're planning an event, that sort of thing. It looks like it'll all kind of work out down the line, but in this moment, it may seem a bit frustrating of how everything will come about. So that's what I have for you guys for the first 2 weeks of September. I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you would like to express how you feel about this, and if this relates to you guys at all, please leave it in the comment section below. We love to always hear from you. And if you're new to this channel, welcome and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading with me, I can be found in the description box below, as well as beginning and ending of this video. And also, as I always close out, I will be back, and I usually switch them around. So if you're new, this is not usually my outro, but I'll be back very soon with another one, Gemini. Take care.